Give me the intro.
They're on their own wildflowers. They're coming to you every Wednesday night. And it's gonna be as wild as it can be, with no apology. And you're gonna love the show. They're on their own wildflowers. Funny answers, calls, and comments on the phone. Right alongside best friend Mandy Jones.
Welcome. You're looking live at the Wildflowers. I am Mandy Jones, and this is my best friend, Miss Bonnie Scalisi.
Hi, everybody. How are you?
How's everyone? How is everybody doing tonight?
Good.
We do have a guest in the studio with us tonight, but we're going to do a couple of housekeeping things first.
Of course.
Bonnie, before you get to the shout-outs, you want to tell everyone what our topic is for tonight?
Oh, shoot. My papers are in the
bag.
bag.
All right. Well, then I'll start.
I know what our topic is.
All right.
Our topic is family.
Family stories. So, I'm going to tell some stories about, distant relatives, some things that happened to me as a kid. Everyone that either has a kid, was a kid. Your friends or your chosen family. Bonnie and I are family at this point, so I'm sure some stuff overlaps. My Aunt Glynis is not blood at all. And then all my other aunts that are blood, I don't call aunt or uncle. But anyways, family stories. Start thinking of them now and start typing them in.
I have them here. But you guys, we want to hear your family stories. Last week, we were a little disappointed in the audience because it was crazy tales. And me and Kathy Arnold and Mandy gave it 100% and gave you some really crazy tales about masturbation. Kathy even talked about cutting off her labia with a Play-Doh knife. And then the audience gave us no crazy tales, not one.
You gave us
so
nothing.
let's see what you have with family this time. So, can I just talk about a couple of people that are tuning in for the start?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay, so Bill Hansen, how are you?
Yeah.
Greg DeFlippo, how are you? I know Greg DeFlippo knows our next guest very well. John Kupayasher, how are you? Heather, how are you? And could everybody, Felix from Let's See Long Island, we actually were just talking about you. My boyfriend, Michael Steven Spielberg, could you please, and Robin DeVito, could everybody please share the show right now if you can? That would be very helpful. Press the share button and share us with all of your friends because it's better live. It's not, it's not as good later on, but live is the way to go. So, do you want us to start with our intro of our next guest?
Well, a couple more things.
Oh, sorry. Whoops.
All right, a couple more things before we get this guy on here. First of all, shout out to Robert Soleil who did the intro to Bonnie and I's theme song there for the Wildflowers.
He's from the band Street Fighter.
Wildfires is what it sounded like, but it might take off into that. Like Bonnie said,
Mandy and I could
go
either way.
The Wildfires.
Depending on how you treat us, like if you treat us nicely, we grow and we're kind and loving. And you treat us like crap, we turn into wildfire and put fire on your ass. So my boyfriend is saying. He's saying I'm going to be part of his family on Rosh Hashanah. I am meeting his brother for the first time on Rosh Hashanah. He's not Jewish, neither is his family. They're Italian, but my family's Jewish. But we're not getting together on Rosh Hashanah this year, so I'm going to be meeting his family. I met his mother once already. So Robin DeVito is already shared the show. So Robin, you get a gold star.
Yes, thank you, Robin.
Oh, Bill wants to know what's in my glass. Wine. I always have wine when I'm here.
The next person will also sell themselves and have some shameless wine.
Yes,
plugging,
yes.
I'm sure. This is episode 4 of The Wildflowers. It is September 9th. Like Bonnie said, we're doing family stories, so we want everyone to start kicking them in. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Mandy Jones the Comedian. That's where you can find The Wildflowers, which is every Wednesday. And then we have Calamity Jones Hour, which is every Friday from 8 to 9, where my husband and I interview people from all different walks of life. Hi, Kano.
There's a doggy here.
Kano, hi.
You see the dog?
You're going to get kicked out if we could hear you, but we could see you. That's okay. Kano's
I love
really
dogs.
cute. This is Zach's dog, Kano. Hi. Hi, Pup. I said you're allowed to stay
I'm
in
a
here.
dog and
Don't
cat
make
person.
me regret what I said, Kano.
Heather shared the show. Thank you, Heather.
Thank you, Heather. All right, so Bonnie, I think since this is your guest, we don't like to claim guests, but this guy's really your friend.
Oh, yeah.
This is, like, I know this guy.
He's
but,
a big influence on me. Yes.
You are really. We'll bring him on, and then we'll.
He's cringing because that's either a really bad thing.
We'll bring him on, and then we'll get into it.
Okay. Yes, we'll bring him on first. So our next guest is the producer for Murder Mysteries all over, and it's called Knock 'em Dead Comedy, and he's also the co-host of Ashland, and that is every single Wednesday at 11 o'clock on Gov's Radio. Eric Skjeveland.
Yay! Hi. Hello, folks.
Hello, Eric.
So
I love Eric.
I just gotta really get into this real quick. Why am I on this week and not last week when you were talking about masturbation? That's
well, crazy stories. We didn't know it was going to go there. The family stories may still go on down to a masturbation road.
Oh, I hope not.
Things your mother told you not to do. That ended up being a very dirty episode.
Yeah, Crazy Towns ended up being. My boyfriend described it as the best show ever.
But so episode 3, we had to have Eric on, and Bonnie, you and Eric have a very special relationship. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that? Because some people might know Eric from A Hole in the Wall, and some people might not know us from The Hole in the Wall. But this is Eric Skjeveland, guys, and Bonnie's going to tell a short little story about how we even know this fucking weirdo.
So Felix is saying, Eric, baby, and he has a picture of a baby bottle. Okay, so I met Eric through his, he was on a show called Knock 'em Dead Radio, which airs every day. And
Except Wednesday when Ashland's on.
Well, now that's new. But
that's right.
when I met him, he was there every day.
Every weekday.
I was one of their very, very first.
You were on pretty fast.
Listeners.
Yeah.
I watched them every day religiously, and then they started asking me to be guest on the show.
Correct.
And really, Eric asked me these interesting questions, and I was very honest about how I answered them,
which is fantastic.
And it was like therapy for me.
Yeah.
But except that people were watching, and then a lot of people started watching, and then you got me. You offered me a radio show on Governors.
Yes, that is correct.
And that's when I reached out to Jim and Mandy, and we started our own radio show there. Right. So I owe Eric a lot.
And now you've developed into Wildflowers.
Right.
Which I love the new name, by the way. I really do. It's a really good name.
We were going to be the Chicklets, but it was taken by gum.
Well, yeah. And there's so much, and it's funny because we were like, last time we were saying we're earthy, and we're also like, Bonnie and I are people who like dress up, but we were just saying we could very easily become wildfires if we're dried out and heat is applied.
Right. We could go either way. It could be either way.
And wildflowers, you never know where they're going to pop up,
Yeah.
Right.
So, exactly. Russ Seeker, he says, "Hey, Mandy, love the show."
Russ, he's my pseudo uncle. That's my cousin's dad. Yeah, that's Russ is my uncle. And I'm gonna claim you as my Uncle Russ. Uncle Russ, how you doing?
And Bruno just tuned in. How are you, Bruno? And he just
Bruno,
shared
how are you, buddy?
Everybody share the show if you haven't. I'm gonna give you a spanking if you haven't.
I didn't share it. I didn't share it.
Speaking of spanking,
that's another history between me and Eric.
Oh my goodness! And but when you first came on the show, it was amazing because we had some guests and they came on, and you guys should know too because you guys have been doing this a while now. When you have a guest and they come on and they're doing their shtick and they're not being themselves, it's so difficult for me to continue with the show. I'm like, just be yourself. Right. I don't want your stand up. I don't want your your nonsense. I don't want your shtick. I want you to be yourself. Bonnie came on and blew me away with how honest she was.
Thank you, Eric.
But then I had to turn around and tell her, I go, Bonnie, you know what you're saying is not normal, correct? Like, that's not a normal lifestyle.
True. That's true.
So then she started crediting me with her divorce. And
yes.
Which I was,
well, that's attributed to you being an honest interviewer and you being.
He made me think.
Things were coming up that you would say, but wait a minute, why would you let something, and then she would, like, I never really watched this unfold just as a friend of Bonnie.
Right.
How she said it really unfolded was just you made her think from another angle that she had just been living in, you wake up and you go to work and
you get
shower
stuck in that routine and you
we're
think it's the
rats
norm, right?
In a maze,
as we talk family stories, like growing up in your own family,
right.
You go, hey,
normal.
This is normal, whether it's good or bad. You go, this is normal.
Yeah, it's what
and
goes
then
on.
as you get older and you step out, you go to other people's families for dinner and you sleep over and you're like,
oh, people aren't getting hit.
Yeah, this is nobody's getting
no one's
beat
getting
right now.
verbally abused.
I just spilled something on the rug and it was pretty much okay. It's like, oh, wow, all right. So, but yeah, you noticed that. So it wasn't so much as me being an interviewer or trying to get ratings or view.
Right.
I was just like human to human. I'm like, this is not good. This is not normal for so. That's how that kind of developed. And Bonnie was on a few more times, and then again she got her own show, and you got the
rest is history.
The rest is history, right?
So my boyfriend says, "Thank you, Eric, for Bonnie's divorce."
Yeah. Well, making people question each other themselves. I mean, Bonnie and I have a lot of things that'll come up on the show, and then afterwards, when the cameras go off, we'll continue those conversations because we'll kind of like be alluding to things maybe that have happened in our lives, and then we'll go, yeah, that actually made me think of a story, whether it be family, and it ends up becoming a therapy session.
Right.
We help each other with a lot of getting like settling through a lot of things.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because going through, Bonnie even posted the one day, Bonnie and I are both have siblings, multiple siblings, one of which has disability. So we were kind of pushed to the side a little bit. Pushed to the side a little bit. You got to grow up. You're get with the program.
Right.
Mom and dad are focused on. And I never really played that role. I never really thought of myself like that. But then when Bonnie put it in that perspective, I'm like, that did really hurt my feelings, but it was something as a child that
that you have to deal with now.
My attention got, I didn't get all the attention.
That's why we're fucked up now.
That's why we go on stage and hold people hostage via microphone.
So Ed is tuning in. Ed always is so sweet. He goes, "What's up, two hot broads?" That
is really sweet.
It's not. Ed's a sweet old grandpa.
Makes me swoon.
Or wants to be a sweet old grandpa.
I typed in hi Ed, but I because we're talking families, I had hi dad. I almost pressed the send button.
Hi daddy.
And I fixed it.
Ed's your daddy? I thought Mike was your daddy.
I don't know. This is
I don't know.
Who's your daddy, Bonnie?
Greg DeFlippo is saying Bonnie rocks. She was a great addition to the Knock of Dead comedy radio show in the beginning.
Yeah.
Thank you, Greg.
Thank you, Greg.
Yeah,
so were you, Greg.
Guest.
I loved all your comments on those shows.
All right, I'm going to wrangle you two in.
Yes.
Two things. All right, Bonnie, I want to hear about your envelope, and then I want to hear a family story from Eric.
Oh, my God.
So we have, and your cousin Heather has the first story, but
okay. All right.
We'll let Eric go.
Okay. All right.
Let Eric go first. Sure. So we have a big announcement coming up, and you'll have to stay tuned to hear what the announcement is.
Yeah, you gotta keep watching.
We're very, very excited about it, and we will let you know. And not that you're my dad. I just was.
Your father
we were talking about family.
You're a dirty girl, Bonnie. You are a dirty girl.
And how old are you?
Calling everybody daddy.
Old.
You're not old at all, Ed. I just was thinking of families, so I just tested it. Matthew Solomon, how are you? Now my boyfriend's going, say my name.
Say his name, Bonnie. Say it.
Daddy.
Oh, my.
I'm only kidding.
Bonnie.
Michael's younger than I am, so there you go.
How much younger?
A year younger.
Oh, that's not that.
That's like nothing.
No.
Okay, so do you want to go first with your first story, and then we'll get to Heather's?
Yeah, I don't care. We can do one of mine. I mean, what do you want to know? What do you want to? You want to know?
Start with your own family growing up. You could start with
childhood.
All right. It was many years ago. I was born in the town of Plainview in 1970. Back then.
You're a Plainview kid?
I was, but not really, because that's where I was born, but I was raised in Sayville, Long Island. So I'm Suffolk County.
Okay.
But then I moved to Nassau County when I got married.
Okay, that's New York for people outside of New York.
Yes, that's all Long Island for you people off of Long Island. Okay. So raised in a half Norwegian, half Italian family. My mother was extremely strict. Like, I don't know how bad you guys had it, but we got pretty bad.
Not as bad as you, because I know your tale.
Oh, you know my tales?
Yeah, because I used to watch you on Knock 'em Dead all the time.
Oh, yeah. They were pretty bad. Okay. But I could say, all right, there's one time, all right, so I was outside with my friends.
This one time at band camp.
Yes, one time at band camp. So I was outside with my friends, and they all wanted to go to the movies.
Approximately how old?
Oh, I must have been 12.
Okay.
About 12. So I'm outside with my friends. They're all going, come on, we're going to the movies. I'm like, I can't go. I don't have any money. Now, my mother was also notoriously frugal as well. Okay. So to go in and ask her for money for the movies, it really, it was a 1% chance of happening. Right. 1% chance. So I'm going, guys, I'm like, I'm not going to be able to go. I said, they're like, just go in. And I knew, you never knew what kind of mood she was going to be in.
You're getting.
Right. If it was, okay, sweetheart, we'll figure, or is get the fuck out of here, you fucking baby. You never, so you're like, I don't know. So I'm like, guys, I just didn't feel like dealing with her. I kept putting it off. They're like, oh, come on, it's going to be great. But they were bugging me so much, I finally said, okay, fine. So I went in through the garage. I go through the den. Now, from the den to my mom's bedroom is the length of the house. It was a ranch. So she's remarried at this time. We have my stepfather. So I go into there. I go through the house. I open the door. And there is my mom getting it done doggy style.
Oh, no, I didn't hear this story. Oh, my God. This is not the story I have heard. So I'm listening intently now.
So there it is. And I am already a white. I do not tan. I am white as white can be. I mean, one of my nicknames was Casper. It was just, I walked out of that house drained of blood.
Oh my gosh.
So now
you saw more than a movie.
I was like, oh. So I walk outside and I'm drained and I have no words, which usually I can talk a lot and I have a lot of. I have no words. And my friend's like, what happened? Did you get the money? I'm like,
more than that.
I had no.
Wow.
So they're like, what happened? All of a sudden, my mother now appears.
Did she know you saw?
She appears from my bedroom. And she's like this at my bedroom window, obviously, because she can't stand up full because she had no shirt on. So she's standing there. She's like, Eric. And I'm like, yeah.
Oh, my God.
She's like, did you just come in the house? And I'm like, no. And my friend's like, yeah, I did. I'm like, no, I didn't. I'm like, I only went in the garage. And then...
So she thought you might have seen her, but she wasn't sure.
So she's like, did you want anything? I go, I was going to ask to go to the movie. She's like, okay, here, here. And she put the money out the window.
That's like your bribe. Go pretend you never saw this.
I couldn't even tell you what movie I saw because I was so traumatized. I was just like this in the movie. I didn't even know what was going on.
Oh my God.
I don't know who I was with. I couldn't even tell you the names of the friends I was with. I was just like this the whole time. I couldn't believe it.
So
there you go.
That is very traumatizing.
It's very traumatizing.
So Taz, the residential artist, is tuning in. Andrew Fremner is watching.
Yes.
Your husband Glenn is watching.
Hey, Glenn.
What about what was Heather's story?
Yeah, we're gonna read
I know she's
so far,
Heather
she's the only one
she said she was gonna jump
who's contributed a story. So Heather said
yes.
She had one of our family reunions with Mandy.
Okay.
It's back 11 years ago at Gavin's. Do you know Gavin?
Yeah, that's the place where we go for our family reunion. It's 50 of us go.
Oh,
that's the name of the little place.
All right.
Okay.
And she said it was in the middle of the night, and I was having a few drinks with my brother and hanging out by the rooms, and she fell back in the door and almost woke my nephew up.
Oh no.
Well, compared to Eric's story, that's
but yeah,
you can see the difference in family stories.
Oh yeah, my family stories.
And family dynamics.
You guys are sharing family stories too, right? I'm not going to be the only one out here ratting out my mom for being a nut.
No, I got a lot. Stevie GB is watching. Hi, Stevie.
Hey, what's up, Stevie GB?
And David Lange is watching. He said lots of hellos, and he said, does everybody watching know each other except for me? David, yeah, we all kind of know each other, but you've been watching the last couple of times.
Oh yeah, David
so you're part of the
club
part
now.
of our group now. All right, so I'm gonna. You want to go first?
Yeah, you can go.
All right, my stories are quick. So, when I was a kid, as Mandy said, we both had very difficult family situations. I had an autistic brother. My sister had her own issues with food, and we would go on these family vacations. And I just remember we would be in the car, and the three of us, I would be in the middle because I'm the middle child.
Okay.
My brother's on one side; he's autistic. My sister's on the other side.
She's older.
She's older, and she has food issues. We talked about the grilled cheese sandwich, so I'm not going to go over that story.
Yeah.
But she'll only eat a grilled cheese sandwich,
picky
no matter what.
Yeah.
So,
can't eat around. Then
my sister would take her finger, and she'd draw a line like this, and she'd go, "Don't go over the line." So of course I would be like this. And the fighting would start in the back seat, and my father would be, he would be the driver, and my mom had the map at that point.
When you were fighting, did any shirts come off?
No.
Damn it!
And then, like, my dad would reach a certain point because he had a lot of patience, and then a certain point, his hand would be like this, like start going to the back, like we called it the claw, and he was like reaching around to grab. I don't know
whatever he got a hold of.
I don't
was
know
just gonna...
whatever he thought he was gonna grab or whatever. He never actually grabbed it.
Right.
But we see his hand coming back.
Yeah, it's just like I
Stop it back there.
will hit whatever I hit.
If you did grab something, you were in trouble.
Oh, so Julie Angelina, I think, isn't she the Housewives from Australia?
Yeah, the real Drunk Housewives from
Watching
Australia.
from all the way from Australia. How are you, Julie? So Australia's in the house. That's right, Bruno. So it's your turn now, Mandy.
Okay. Well, we'll start with my dad. He's a crazy nut fucking case. And growing up, he had a 87 Dodge pickup truck that he had. It was black, and he had spray painted "Wild Jackass" across the back. And this is like 1998 probably. And he's got he's got 3 kids.
Where did he grow up?
What?
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Center Marches.
Okay, all right.
It's not as trashy as that.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, Jackass. Like, what's going on here? You don't see those kind of things in Sayville.
Well, yeah, no, my dad's cream of the crop. So I'm getting dropped off from a sleepover, and the mom is like, "Who's Wild Jackass?" Thinking that I have like a degenerate older brother that, of course, now my house is gonna get 86'd. Like crazy older brother lives there. Don't let my daughter ever sleep there. And I'm like, oh, that's my dad's truck. No, that would be my dad, who doesn't have his full fucking frontal lobe yet. And I just remember going in and being like, they just judged me. Like, I definitely think I just got judged.
I just got judged. I got judged.
It's not your fault, whatever your dad had on his truck.
And the thing was, her mom was a teacher, so they actually lived outside of my town, but she went to my school district because the mom worked in the school district.
Okay.
So they had like a nicer
So what
house.
town did they go?
They were more like Ridge, like Calverton, like nicer, and then they're coming to mine.
Were you ever invited back?
We hung out a little bit when we
got little bit, but we kind of drifted apart.
Yeah, I don't think there were many sleepovers after that.
Wow.
Yeah,
so your dad was a real wild man, huh?
Yeah, well, he had kids young, so he had to have his outbursts.
No, sometimes you have a second adolescence.
How old was he when he had his first kid?
They were 24 when they had my sister.
Well, my mother was 19.
Yeah,
but that was
like run of the mill. I mean, but my sister was 1985, so that was pretty run of the mill too.
Yeah.
But like I think of it now, like as a 30-year-old, I'm like, shit. My mom had 2 kids and one on the like almost halfway.
Right.
And I'm
my
30,
father
and
had his last at 30, which was me.
Right, and now 30, I'm still gaining a brain and independence.
Right.
I can't imagine if I had kids at this point, there'd be no me. There'd be no podcast.
Yeah,
well, you don't know that.
True.
But I can assume.
Glenn can take them. This is a modern day. He's a modern man.
Right,
he can take them on walks
But had it been 2 years ago and Bonnie said, be like John Olivero, like, are you fucking kidding me? I have a newborn. Like, you know what I mean?
John
like, what are you talking about? Like,
yeah.
I know making an obligation so hard.
I just wanted to say your other half is tuning in, not your wife, but Danielle Asher.
Okay.
In.
Hi.
She said, hi, all. Eric Skjeveland, half of Ashland on Wildflowers. Woohoo. It's great to. Danielle has been such a sweet person, coming up to me at all kinds of events, and it always seems that whenever she says hello to me, it's like in a very stressful environment, And I hope she doesn't think that I gave off this aura. It has nothing to do with Danielle. I think she's lovely. But she's watching, and I just want to say that I think she's a very, very, very nice person. And, I enjoy your show. And I watch it not live because I don't get up that early anymore.
Good for you.
I get up early, and then I go back to sleep.
Good for you.
So anyway.
But that's one of the hard things about like comedy shows and comedy events and all these events. It's like you see, it's like a family party where I just want to Irish goodbye everyone. Like, I love everybody. Everyone has masks. I'm like, all right, I love you. Goodbye. Like hug, bump, and
and out.
and
hello, goodbye. I'll see you fucking.
And I saw Taz's art rendering of you and Danielle.
Yes, I think because I burped on the show today.
I loved it. Taz,
that one too.
I loved your drawing.
I almost clipped that one, but then you had a really nice headshot that I put on ours. That one
I
with you
loved
in the
it.
suit. That's like
that's
a great.
A good headshot. Oh,
well,
it's
not of your head. It's a great body shot.
Yeah. Oh, that's even worse.
It's a full body shot.
I know what you're talking about. Yes. Actually, Chris Thomas took those. She did a nice job with that.
Yeah, that's a great picture. Yeah, I was going to go silly, and then I picked that one instead.
Thank you.
Thank you, Danielle. Thank you.
Yeah, so where are you in line of your siblings? So you said you're the youngest.
I'm the baby boy.
Out of how many?
Oh,
4.
His brother.
Oh, well, we know you. Oh, we know you.
That's a whole show in itself.
I have a special needs brother as well.
But wait, tell me where Kenneth is in line and where the other genders.
He's the first boy.
He's the oldest, okay.
Then I have a middle boy.
Okay.
Who we do not speak of.
Okay.
We do not mention.
I didn't even know you had a middle brother.
We do not mention his name.
He's shunned from the family? He left you or you left him?
No, not at all. I talk to him all the time.
He just doesn't want to be on.
You do not mention his name.
He wants to be anonymous.
Yes.
I don't need to know his name.
He lives off the grid.
Oh, okay.
That's like my boyfriend. His real name is not Michael Steven Spielberg.
He wouldn't even.
He said he doesn't want to associate with anybody with his real name.
He wouldn't even know how to get on Facebook.
Okay. All right. Well, this just goes to you too if he ever is interested in what you've done in your life.
So he's the middle one.
Okay.
Very nice guy. No, very nice guy. Just doesn't want to be.
Yeah. No, I get it.
And then
I
then me.
Okay.
Well, then a miscarriage. Then me. Okay. So the miscarriage, thank God, happened, or else I wouldn't have been here.
Yeah. So
wow.
Yeah.
So then my parents got divorced.
Okay.
And then my mother remarried, and had a sister. A baby girl.
Oh, what's the age difference there?
12 years.
That's your half sister.
Oh,
but we don't say.
I know, full person.
Yeah.
My little brother, same thing. James, he's 13 years younger than me. He's my stepdad's daughter.
But we don't say. Son. I don't say. I never call. Like I don't.
I won't say half.
No, it's my sister.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But yes, technically, yes, it would be.
Josh and Brandon are half brothers because they both don't have the same mother.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because nobody.
I know that sounds.
Well, they do.
They're raised by the same mother.
Biologically, they don't have the same mother.
Yeah, but you carry them.
Yeah.
Correct.
And who cares about fucking ancestry DNA?
Like they came out of your vagina, right?
Yes. Well, no, they were
C-section.
cut out.
Come on, what are we, lesbians?
Well, same thing. So same thing, but same thing. They came out of you.
They came out of me.
That's kind of.
You know what a gold star gay guy is? A double gold star is who's been.
No.
So not only has he never had sex with a woman, but he's also was born by cesarean. So he actually never went through the vagina.
He never even ever touched the vagina.
Yeah, exactly.
I never heard of that before.
Yeah.
Just like I never heard of the pineapple thing before.
That's like a double.
Oh, I've heard that on your show this morning.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Uh-uh.
Evan Weiss, how are you?
Evan's going to be on my show on Friday. Evan is the
I love Evan.
guest.
Evan is so funny.
Anybody who's done comedy on Long Island knows who Evan Weiss is. He's been in the game for 20 years.
Yeah. Michelle McDonald asked me to be on, a co-host on not necessarily the Hamptons, and we're working out dates right now. So
look at that.
I know that on a Wednesday night.
Evan,
you
it's not.
Yeah, look at you, just whoring yourself out.
You two-time in hell.
You went from being
and
chained.
I said Michelle will be on our show too.
Oh, of course.
You went from being chained in your house and working to now just being on people's shows, hosting here, there, everywhere. Look at you.
Well, at night I have more freedom. During the day I'm kind of like in chains, and that's a whole nother story. But that's because of the pandemic and all that.
You encouraged me to work harder because, I have a job and you have your family that you take care of
during
the day, and then at night we fucking grind.
Stuart Brenner, how are you?
Instead of falling asleep on the couch like I do.
Well, the thing is, naps come not when you're ready for them. If you just keep pushing it.
I still can't nap.
Are you kidding? I can go to sleep right here right now.
I can't
like,
nap. It's so hard.
Seriously,
it's
like
so hard.
I can't nap. I have no
really?
problem. Yeah,
I wish
could be
I
driving. Like it's really bad. I could
pull
over like me. Like I need a 5-minute nap. Like
really?
Yeah.
Oh, you lucky son of a gun. My wife all the time is like, go take a nap if you're tired. I'm like, I can't. I can't.
Yeah,
really?
You have to really relax and take a nap.
Can't do it.
So Ed is saying
I'm sorry for you guys.
Ed is saying a double gold star. That's fucked up.
That's
no, I like 1 gold star is not bad enough, says my boyfriend. Evan Weiss is like, hi Bonnie Scalisi, hi Mandy Jones. Evan, you were really funny in Mandy's Calamity Jones show. Right,
Evan had a ton of new material.
Great. I was laughing my ass off.
A lot of, and I'm not someone who's into like political humor or like I don't really watch the news, but he was joking in such a way that he would give you the synopsis of what the story was. So even because sometimes he'll just throw out a name, and if I don't know that reference, I'm missing the joke.
Right.
You know, whereas if you say, oh, you hear about Cuomo and yada yada, and you give a little something, then I at least know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, no, he was really good.
Because a lot of people will just give a name and they go, oh, I look like this, and this, and you go, oh, those are 3 comedians or 3 actors that I don't know who the fuck they are. You just made a joke and you just referenced 3 people that I don't get the joke now.
Right.
Nancy Weems wants to know what the topic is because she just tuned in.
Oh,
family stories. So I think it's your turn, Mandy.
And she's a very family-oriented lady.
Did she tell the pickup truck one?
Oh, well, she would appreciate the wild jacket.
Do another one. Do another one.
Go ahead.
I thought it was your turn.
What did you say? You were saying, well, we were asking him about his family, so we were really interviewing him.
We're trying to be
all right.
like
I'll give a quick one. Nancy Weems will appreciate this. My granddaddy, you know how people you dance with 2 left feet if you're not a good dancer.
Yes.
He was fine with dancing, but he drove with 2 feet.
I do too.
Oh, that is weird.
You drive with 2 feet?
How do you do that?
I don't know. I don't drive with 2 feet.
Okay.
I drive like I have 2 feet.
Okay.
Well, I hope you do have 2
I'm a terrible driver.
Okay, so you drive.
Ask Kathy. Poor Kathy had to be in the car with me.
Kathy Arnold.
Yeah. She drove me to Brooklyn. We were doing, Kathy has a niece who's autistic, and Irene Bremis who's a very well-known comic, she had us on her podcast in Brooklyn.
Right.
And I was afraid to drive in Brooklyn because I'm a terrible driver. Kathy said, no problem, I'll drive.
Oh, that was sweet of her.
She was like a warrior driver because there turned out to be a festival. So there were people everywhere. She goes, usually the street is empty. There were people like darting in front of her car, and she was just like maneuvering. So anyway, I had to pick her up for this show. Number 1, I couldn't find her. I was waiting at the wrong house. And then when I find her, I was driving like I drive very slowly.
Mm-hmm.
And we literally got here, 15 minutes late? So because we started at 7:45. Because
you got here like at 10 to 7:30. You got here like 7:20. So
it was not good.
But we were like, we can start whenever. We have no. My brother is just saying, he's like, we can't get it. The video was not public. It was friends only. Now it's public.
Oh, gee, because I'm getting that same thing too. 2 people, I'm sharing it to people. They're like, it says unavailable. I'm like, I don't know. Check it. That's why I kept texting. I'm like, check this, check that. But I didn't want to say anything.
Sorry, guys. We are now. This is a public video. When Glenn when it goes to record video and then you go back to live, the default never goes back to public. It always goes to friends only, and I have to catch for that because that's what happened. What happened to us another day when Dan was over. They were like, what's going on? Why is it? And I was like, it must be taking a minute to register. And then I went upstairs and then they said, oh, friends only. 2 of the people that were on the show were not my friends. And they're sharing it. And they're saying, why isn't it going up?
And I had to change my set.
Because none of them can see it because they're not my fucking friends.
Yeah, because my wife wanted to watch. She's like, I want to make sure you don't say anything bad. I'm going to say anything bad. If you say anything good, we'll have some sex later. But if you say anything bad, then we're going to have...
You better monitor yourself.
Well, the thing is, Bonnie gets spanked and when she does things bad, and it's bad.
Erica spanked me.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, all right, that's a family story.
Oh, Jim Ray is watching.
Hey, Jim, what's up?
Jim, we were just talking about the evolution of how we came to be, and you missed the beginning, so maybe you'll go watch them. So Jim is saying public.
Yeah, because now the numbers just jumped up too. There we go.
Yeah, no. I also had to change my settings from public to private because I was being attacked because of my political posts. I was literally being attacked. I had to change the settings, which affected our ratings last week, but we still got.
But why? I don't understand. Why, if you see something you don't like, just keep going.
Oh, baby.
I know, but people.
If they put it on my page, then okay, I'm gonna go back. But you're putting it on your page, and it makes you happy. Just leave them alone.
It went viral.
It was stuff about her daughter. They'll be like, "Oh, your daughter, like stuff's gonna happen because you don't agree with my politics. You're gonna go after my family."
You went after your daughter?
Well, people just say crazy shit. That
was a while ago.
She seems sweet. That
this
girl.
Time they called me a cunt,
just to try
and they called me. They said I'm an idiot, and they said, "Oh, it was a wave of negative things." And I was trying to block everybody and not respond.
And we were like,
but literally,
it's impossible.
Two of the posts went viral. Thousands of people were like, I got a lot of positive feedback too. I'll show you after the show. I'll show you.
Please don't.
I know. There's so many. I have so many friends that stuff gets buried. Sometimes Bonnie will be like, "You see what I posted? It blew up." I'm like, "No."
No, I didn't see it either.
Yeah, it went viral. Two of them went viral. So now I'm private settings.
Now you're private totally.
Well, but
private.
we got like 200 extra views because they were just people waiting for her to be like a racist, horrible
That's right.
person.
200 extra views.
You should be. Why don't you just be a racist person right now? Just start spewing stuff.
But the greatest thing is for the Wildflowers, we have like the sweetest, nicest agenda ever.
Right.
We don't even talk about politics on this show. It's just like, I don't know, we try to avoid that because everybody is always talking about it.
That's all Facebook is. It's become a garbage dump.
And the problem is you're not changing anyone's mind.
Absolutely
I know where Bonnie stands because she posts political stuff. I don't know where you stand because you don't post political stuff. Neither do I.
Right.
But again, if I post something that's against what you believe, all of a sudden you're not going to change your mind and be like, "Oh, well, Eric. Eric. I think Eric's right."
We're going to need a new guest. Eric, get Eric the fuck out of my house. He just posted something about Pelosi. We're going to have a problem.
Nancy Ween says she lost her panties skinny dipping.
I want to hear that one.
That's a family story.
That's a family story. I don't know.
That was crazy stories.
And then my boyfriend goes, "Oh, those were yours?"
Nice. Oh. You're getting a little jealous now, huh?
So Jim Ray is saying the C word is going over the line. That was just
but Jim called you that word.
I know. Jim called me that word?
That's a joke.
Jim.
But
stop it.
No, I just love, I don't want to talk about politics.
Mandy is an equal opportunity muncher.
Oh my God, thanks, Jim.
Jim.
We digress.
Let's get back to family stories. Eric, it's you. Yeah, your turn.
You want to
hear? We got doggy style.
Wow, this show is going fast. I have like 2 pages of stories and the big announcement. And we haven't even gotten to like one.
See how much fun it is hanging out with me?
Yeah,
it is.
It's just fun.
I love hanging out with you.
Maybe in that big announcement,
you're cool.
Maybe it's something about you
becoming a wildflower. Can a guy become a wildflower?
Well, Tugboat Manny was the very first wildflower.
Oh.
And Dan Romano is going to be a wildflower at some point
All
too.
Right. And then who was the second guest?
We have Michelle Heather Lerman.
Oh, right. And then Kathy Arnold, then me.
So we're doing Boy Girl,
and then next
girl.
week is
Ooh,
Michelle
I like Boy Girl,
Astor, and then Michelle Fox-Zerinsky from Governors. So
Zerinsky?
You just saw Michelle Astor?
Michelle Astor is
Michelle
next
Astor
week.
is next
and
week.
And then Michelle Fox-Zerinsky is the week after that, and then Richie Byrne.
All right, here's the story. All right, so one time I'm gonna fast forward in my life to when I was actually married.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay, good.
Okay, so I don't know if she's watching.
Did you read? No, so I'm laughing at Jim's response.
So we're at the mall. We're at the Hicksville Mall.
Okay.
I know it well.
The Broadway Mall.
That's where I grew up.
Okay, so you know where the bathrooms are up by the food court. And those are the only bathrooms in the place. They're upstairs by the food court. I'm downstairs by the front entrance where Panera Bread is right now.
I know exactly.
Okay? I have a little bit, yes, Irene, you see wine, that's why I tagged you in it. This is the wine we sell. I'm at the front entrance, and all of a sudden my stomach starts to grumble. Hard and fast. And I'm like,
yeah, I'm not going to make it.
I'm like,
Oh, that happens to me all the time.
I'm like,
He's very honest, like I am.
I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna shit my pants.
Oh, it's happened to me many times.
I turned around. I started to walk towards the bathroom. I go, I'm not gonna make it. My wife looks at me. She goes, oh my God, you're having an attack. I go, here it comes.
Attack is what they call it in your family.
Here it comes.
When you shit your pants.
Now, the time is about 9:20.
That's funny.
The time is about 9:20 at night. The mall closes at 9:30. She's also about 8.5 months pregnant.
Oh my God.
I go, give me the keys. I get the keys. I make it to the car.
And shit your pants in the car.
I shit my pants in the car so bad and so hard.
I don't think Glenn would have let me shit my pants in the car. I think he would have said do it outside.
I drove home, took a shower, threw my clothes out, came back in my wife's robe. She's outside the mall like this.
Oh, she waited? She didn't come to shit in the car?
She couldn't make it. She was 8.5 months pregnant. If I didn't get to the car by the time I got to the car, I would have shit my pants in the parking lot.
She wouldn't have made it.
Because she was 8.5 months pregnant, so she's walking like slow. So she's sitting there like this. They're like, ma'am, I'm sorry, the mall's closed. You have to wait outside.
Oh my God,
I came back in her robe. I took her robe. I'm like, I pull up. I'm like, sorry. She's like, you're in my fucking robe.
You're like, yeah,
that's a great story. Look at all the laughter.
Yep.
All right. So we want to give you a chance to talk about your new indenture. Irene Francis, I'm assuming, is
my new one, huh?
Your new franchise.
Yes.
Franchise?
Right, correct. Yes.
Wait, what was the first word?
Indenture.
I do that all the time.
I know, but what was the word she was looking for? Because I'm there.
I don't know. But that, you know.
Adventure.
You guys know what I meant.
Yes, we did, but we love it.
So, Eric, before we get to the next family story, do you want to talk about your new indenture? Adventure.
My new indenture is my wine. It's an indentured wine. Only it answers only to me. It works for me. No. All right. So I started selling Scout and Cellar wine.
And we had it a bunch of times on.
And I brought you guys a bottle. So you guys can either have it later or next show.
Pop it on the show. We'll tell everyone.
So Scout and Cellar wine, I sell it. Irene's watching. She is my boss, basically. It's a 3-year-old company. They deliver wine to your house. The wine has to go through a process where there's no chemicals, no preservatives, no added sugars, no added sulfites. So like a regular bottle of wine might have as much sugar as a bottle of soda.
Well, that's why you have the wine hangover is usually the sugar.
Right.
Yeah.
With these,
how is
not
that even
I'm not by FDA.
What do they do?
By FDA rules.
What is it so special?
They don't because everybody else adds sugar.
Oh, to make it
They add sugar.
Better.
They don't add sugar. This is pure grapes. So no chemicals, no preservatives, no added sugars, no added sulfites.
Oh, so no added sugar. So there's naturally going to be some sugars.
Yes, because fruit would naturally have, grapes would naturally have sugar in it, but there's no added sugars or artificial sweeteners or anything like that.
Cool.
So it's really good wine. It's really clear. I just started buying it. I started buying it to begin with, and then Irene was like, "Why don't you just sell it?" And I'm like, all right. And I really didn't do too much with it right now. And I've already sold like $5,000 worth of wine.
Wow. And I bought a whole case from you.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Yes, you did. Thank you. Greg DiFilippo bought a whole case. Greg's got a reorder.
Cool.
So yeah, it's really good wine. It gets delivered. So in case you don't want to go out because of COVID, it gets delivered right to your house.
Jim Raya wants to know, are there less hangovers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, by FDA rules, so I'm not allowed to say that, but experience. Why don't you try it for yourself and find out?
Yeah,
Nancy Weems says homemade moonshine.
Yes, but it's really, really good. And
where's our mason jar?
This is all we drink now in my house because it's kind of hard to go back to mass-produced wines.
Yeah, that's that's the same thing as we started eating.
I will have a little of your red wine.
And now, like, you eat some garbage, and it it affects you.
It does. It does. When you start eating clean,
like,
and then all of a sudden you're like, let me get some chicken nuggets for lunch, and all of a sudden
your body's like,
you're like,
oh,
what the?
Like,
it can't handle it.
Yeah. And
so that's the same thing with this.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Anyway, I don't want to.
But we will plug that on our page, guys, so you could find.
We're gonna put
where to easily find that.
We will plug his wine.
Yes.
Go to Calamity Jones, right? Page.
Yeah, we'll put it on the Calamity Jones page. I'll put it on the Wildflowers page. I'll put it everywhere.
Everywhere. And we will keep keep in tune. We do have our big announcement coming up.
Left, guys.
It's only
That's
16 minutes? Holy crap.
Yeah, Bonnie, let's get another concise, crazy story from your family.
We're going to have to do another second version of this.
Yeah, we're going to get Michael back here.
Okay.
Michael, whatever the name is.
Eric.
I'm just naming people that have spanked you.
All right. So this is going...
Oh, and we both have glittery nails. Let's just enjoy them.
Ooh.
I don't.
All right, so this I don't want to bring everybody down.
That's okay.
All right, so
we'll make it funny.
The holidays coming up.
Okay.
Yom Kippur for Jewish people is like the holiest day of the year. So when I was a kid,
the Holy of Holies.
Right? Like you guys go.
That's when you go to temple and you give the bread for your sins.
You're close.
The holiest of holes is something different.
Okay.
That's anal. That's anal.
No, that's the Amish.
So the Jewish religion.
Okay.
You only confess your sins once a year. That's it. And so
I know the Catholics want them like every 20 minutes.
Yeah. So you guys have a confession. You can go whenever you want. So this is a very important day on the Jewish calendar. It's like if you don't like.
Yeah. So, get your list ready.
The girl across the street I was like a teenager or younger, 12 or whatever. Yeah. She rang the doorbell. She was Jewish too, but her family's not religious.
Okay.
And neither were we, honestly.
Okay.
So she rings the doorbell. Her name was Mara. And she wanted me to come out and play. And my mom goes, you can't go out and play. It's Yom Kippur.
Right.
I'm like, well, I want to go out and play. Mara's Jewish, and she is not, her parents don't have a problem with. And my mom was like, you can't go out and play. You can't go out and play. And then I did. I threw a shit fit.
Yeah. Oh, Bonnie.
I threw a tantrum. And I was like, I want to go out. And I was like going like crazy.
Yeah,
and my mom had never touched me growing up. Never, always was a very reasonable parent.
Right.
Nothing like what your stories are. And he didn't even touch the surface of his stories. But anyway, yeah, we have to have you back because we didn't even touch the surface of your story.
Right.
But my mother had never laid a hand on me, and I was being very unreasonable. I was throwing a shit fit.
You deserved
and
it.
she literally slapped me across the face.
Get a hold of yourself.
And she goes, "It's Yom Kippur. You're not going outside." And then,
is that what God would want her to slap you?
I guess so. I mean, I think
he did do a lot of smiting, so it's possible. It's possible he allowed the slap.
I don't know.
No, I'm kidding. You brought it out of her.
Oh, bye, Felix. Felix has to go. He goes, loves the show. Good night, my chicklets. Yeah, we were gonna call ourselves the chicklets, but it was taken. Chicklets. Thank you, Felix, and I will be seeing you in the studio when the studio gets back up and running. And he goes, and night, Eric, you cupcake. Felix is awesome. And Michael's saying, hard to keep track of all these masturbation sins if you wait longer than that. And
I know, seriously, a year. Like by the time I look at a year of my sins, I'm like, it wasn't that bad. She got over it. A lot of them clear themselves up after a year.
Yeah, I mean, who's the judge of who? Who it is. What it is.
Who is God anyway? To judge.
So Mandy, it's your turn.
Who is God to judge us?
How dare you?
All right.
How dare you, God?
All right. So this is a little bit of family history. Every year, my mother's side of the family, she's one of 10, the sisters and their kids, starting August of 1990 when I was born, they would go down to OBX or Outer Banks, North Carolina. They would rent a big house where literally 6 families would stay, or 2 families, or they'd rent 2 houses and a bunch of us. So we would caravan down there, and it was so long ago that they would do CB radios. They wouldn't do walkie-talkies. They ended up doing walkie-talkies when we got older, but they did CB radios in the beginning. So my dad is the head of the caravan, and then my Aunt Colleen is behind us. And my Aunt Colleen's total wanted her son to never hear a curse and totally told him the ice cream man was the music man, that he didn't sell ice cream, he just came around, she tried to really shelter him, but my dad didn't shelter us at all. He was born without a filter. He's just he can't be anything but himself. So anyways, so my dad's the front car, and we're about to get on a bridge, and we're behind a truck towing a trailer. So my dad comes on the radio. My cousin Evan's 3 at this point, old enough to understand shit. My dad's I'm behind a horse's ass, over the radio. And my Aunt Colleen comes back. She just goes, so am I. And my dad just, good one. And that's my dad, like, that's my dad getting a laugh out of him, just good one, you know,
right,
touche, you know, it was perfect, you know. but Horse's Ass was a family thing because my grandpa's brother was a very small man, small stature. And somebody said, hey, Frank, you look like you could be a jockey. He goes, oh, yeah, you look like a horse's ass. Because jockeys are like small little men. It's not like a compliment to be called a jockey. You know, for a man. And he goes, yeah, you look like a horse's ass. And my dad loved that story. So horse's ass was prevalent in our household. Who's tuning in? I know you're.
She's dying.
You're gonna bust out.
Michelle Astor, who's gonna be our guest next week.
Michelle Astor,
we love Michelle.
Love you.
She's awesome. She's gonna be our guest. Actually, this coming Wednesday.
Yes.
I can't wait.
And she's bringing a girlfriend too, right?
Yes.
So it's gonna be four chicks.
Michelle. I always forget. I'm so sorry. I know her, but I just I'm drawing a blank. Text me your partner's name, please.
Who?
Michelle.
Michelle who?
Michelle Astor, your friend.
Oh, my wife told me to sit up straight. She's like, sit up straight.
Good. That's good. That's a good
You're right, but I have bad posture. So
yeah, I used to have really good posture.
Greg the Flippo is saying to Jim, because Jim is very religious, and he said, let the without sin cast the first stone. And Greg the Flippo said to him, Father Jim, bless me, for I have sinned. I slept with 3 women at one time last weekend.
That a boy, Greg.
Good for you, Greg.
Little
fortune. Happy for you.
They don't have COVID.
Natalie Vargas. Thank you, Michelle. And she said, we can't wait either. We're really looking
Natalie
forward to
Vargas. I'm writing that down now so we can get our...
Natalie Vargas. And I have beautiful photos of the 2 of them.
Beautiful.
All right, so it's your turn.
It's my turn again?
Wait,
my goodness.
I'm not keeping track, right?
Oh, I don't know.
I just went, so it's one of you 2.
Oh, okay.
You go, Eric.
You go, Eric. You're the guest. I can always air my dirty laundry at another time.
Which one do you want to hear?
So what did you want to be when you grew up? Like, what was your plan?
Me?
Yeah.
Nothing. I had nothing. I had no plan. It was just to survive.
So were you like a skateboarder? Were you into music? What was your like?
What, in like high school?
Yeah, like what
No,
was your
I was
like
like,
when you started to have like a identity? What was your?
Oh, I was more of like a jock. I was playing football, baseball, hockey.
Okay.
But I got along with everybody. It wasn't like I was, roaming the hallways, throwing kids into lockers.
Were you like everybody's pal?
Yeah, I got along with everybody.
Like voted everybody's pal?
Nah, as long as you were nice to me. I was voted class flirt though.
Ooh.
But then I.
Class flirt. I'm surprised I even had that. That's
I had
so scandalous.
Well, it was a long time ago. Don't forget.
Oh, okay. I forgot. Okay,
so I was voted class. I was voted class flirt, and then but I had to lobby the yearbook committee to get me off of it because my girlfriend at the time was so
who are you
mad.
Flirting with?
She was so pissed.
Women can be bitches.
Yes, they can. But I was
Wildflowers.
I was I had to lobby. I'm like, please, just take my name off it. And they did. Thankfully they did. They took my name off of it. But I didn't think I was a flirt. Like, I just think I'm a friendly guy.
He's very friendly.
Well, right.
I'm very friendly, and, like, there's a difference between being friendly and sleeping with everybody.
Right.
Well,
a flirt doesn't sleep with people, do they?
Well,
Stuart goes most likely to conceive.
I honestly, like, apologize to people a lot because like I'll like laugh and like I'll like grab someone's knee like to share a laugh, like, oh, we just laughed at something together, man or woman, and then I'll be like, oh, I'm sorry, like literally friends I went to college with, Bonnie, anybody, like I'll just like grab people, and like I'm more conscious of it because I remember my stepdad saying to my mom, why the fuck are you touching everybody? Like, because my mom's like would be at the bar, like she doesn't drink anymore, but she'd be at the bar like, oh yeah, like good karaoke song, and he's like, why are you touching everybody?
Right,
like,
just the way you were, right.
But it's like very like to a person who's not a touchy feely person, it's like get your grubby paws off.
Right, but I wasn't touchy feely. I was more just like
he was just verbally talking.
I was just nice to people. Like I was just nice to people.
But I'm just like Irish and touch everybody.
Right.
But it's the same thing. People, like it can be misconstrued.
Right.
Like you got
everything could be.
Like if somebody dropped a book in the hallway, I would be the first one to be like, "Hey, let me get that for you?"
Yeah.
And I'd pick it up. And I meant nothing by it, but being polite.
Yeah, but that's chivalry.
Is
and
Graz
You're
watching?
trying to fuck somebody.
Taz
if you're
is
picking
saying
up their
Mr.
book.
Graz.
I didn't know that. I wish I did know that back in high school. I'd be
I would
like,
have capitalized
hey,
on it.
now that I picked up your book, can I get some?
Daniel Asher says,
Yes.
Eric, you are so friendly. You grabbed your friend's ass last weekend. So.
Oh, that's true.
Oh,
Is that
Actually,
on-
it was
Peter
Monday.
Peter Wolfinger is saying hi. I know him from like my posts. Peter.
Taz is saying
Peter.
Sexual harassment.
Peter.
Yeah, that's us.
Can you
I'm a
type in
sexual
what you
harasser.
do?
I am.
No, I
What
think
do you
she
do
means
for a
me.
living, Peter?
Oh.
She drew me like
Sexual
grabbing
harasser.
Bonnie's butt.
She did?
In the Three's Company picture? Because I am really
I don't
handsy
even
in every
remember
picture.
that. By the way, the picture of the four of us, Michael has it over like in his bedroom. Like he blew it up and it's hanging in his bedroom.
Oh my god.
It's pretty cool.
Does he like touch himself
Yeah,
to
I was
it?
just gonna say the same thing.
No.
Please tell me
I
touch
Please tell me.
myself.
So we only have 5 minutes left.
I can't believe this.
I know.
It went
we
by
yelled
really
over
fast.
each other a lot of the time.
Do you have anything you want to plug that we have?
Other than that wine.
Just visit knockemdeadcomedy.com if you want a murder mystery or a game show or something like that.
Yeah, let's talk about the murder mysteries for a second.
Yes, okay.
Because, guys, if you...
I went to one. It was fun.
If it's
Who was
what
fun?
it sounds like,
Who was the best?
Actually...
It was the best.
Who was the best?
Yeah.
Right, that's right.
So it's a show, but it's comedy incorporated
Yes.
into the show.
It's all goofy.
And the whole time you're actually involved and you're trying to figure out who...
Well-
the story's developing with the
Yes,
audience.
like usually we introduce the characters almost one at a time. They come out,
Okay.
and then we
They
get
tell
the
their
audience
story.
no. We just goof around. Like you get their background.
All
Like
right.
in one murder mystery, I play the class nerd
Okay.
at the class reunion. In another one, I play the gay party planner.
Okay.
In another one, I play.
I remember Vinny was in it.
The town minister
different
and
people.
mailman and.
They ad lib.
Right, when we ad lib a lot. So
And it was
we come out.
okay.
There is a little background. Everybody has a little motive. But it's not like you're sitting there trying to take notes and figure it out. Like it's really kind of obvious if you pay a modicum of attention. It's not like we don't try to like trick people or fool them.
Okay.
And then a murder happens kind of towards 3/4 of the show. And then we take a break, and then we go around to the audience. Hey, who do you think did it? Or they write it down on a piece of paper,
cool.
and they hand it in, and we read some of the answers.
Oh, it's so fun.
But we improv a lot, but it's completely
It's
interactive.
very interactive.
It's not like stand-up where if somebody starts to heckle you,
you want to
which
shut them
sucks.
down.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, that's not what stand-up is about. Like
Right.
I know people that were like, oh yeah, they're a stand-up comedian. They should be able to handle it. I'm like, no,
Right.
that's not what it is about. It's a show.
Right.
They're standing up doing comedy.
Right.
They're not there to
We
interact with
memorize
you one-on-one.
something and we're spitting it out.
Right.
Some of us
And
that are new.
and this is completely interactive. Like if you heckle us,
They
it's
like
game
it.
on.
Okay.
Like, and we're just having
we're
a
the
blast.
opposite.
Okay,
We're
cool.
the
So
opposite.
it's completely fly by night. There is a script. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
And part of it is like, let's say you were in the murder mystery and you were one of the fellow performers. I like to say performers because I'm not an actor. People are like, oh, you're an actor. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm a performer.
Okay.
So I go out there and let's just say we have a scene together and somebody says something from the audience and you now are interacting with that audience member and having a blast and fooling around. It's kind of your job to get us back to where we were in the script so we can continue.
Bring it back. Okay.
So that's all we ask. So as long as you bring it back to where you are.
Okay.
But then
It's kind of like drawing, like you kind of lose control, but then you draw it back.
Right, but then
you lose control, but then you draw it back.
But then even sometimes we're like, we have no idea what we're doing. Like, where are we? And we'll grab the script like, all right, here we are. Let's start again. And, we make the audience part of the mess up.
Absolutely. I saw you perform it was in the Little Room at Governor's. I had a great time.
And who was the best performer?
You were.
Thank you.
So Michelle asked us saying, I have to say, this is my favorite podcast. We love you, Michelle. We'll see you next week.
Yes.
David Lange is saying, love the show. Got interrupted by an important phone call. Sorry, but I'll watch the parts I missed later. Thank you. Could everybody please share the show if you haven't done so? Because, we are trying to get as many views as we can. Peter Wolfinger said he's retired. So am I, Peter. So we have that in common. And he'll do comedy once in a blue moon. Maybe we could get you involved in what's going on with Mandy, because Mandy does all kinds of new things once a month. And we would love to know Peter, where are you from? Type in where you're from.
Yeah.
If you're like from out of
I'm
New
pretty.
York.
I'm pretty sure Peter Wolfinger was part of the comedy crawl. I thought
he sounds really familiar. I know him from my post. I know him from my posts.
We're horrible.
And I know his name from my posts, but I'm not quite sure what he has. What
retired and we'll do comedy once in a blue moon. Well, if you're feeling jazzy, we'll let you know when our next event is. If you're on the island and you're available, you're welcome to come down.
Absolutely.
And do a set.
We are all inclusive. We're not a clique. We don't shut people out. We build on people.
Wait, once in a blue moon, which is going to be October 31st, which is a Saturday, which is Halloween,
which is a full moon.
Full moon and a blue moon. So maybe that's when you should do the show because I'm going to be having a show that night.
That's fucking awesome.
Something's going on with our.
Too many people are watching.
Too many people are watching.
I saw the first one. I saw the first Calamity Jones production.
Yes, you were in the audience.
Yes,
I was.
Oh my God!
And I had a very nice time.
So does that mean people can't see what we're doing now?
No, they can.
All right. Well,
I'm still good.
Yeah. So I just want to say we've run out of time for the big announcement, unfortunately. But
you're gonna just have to come back, right? I mean,
because
it's a whole thing. So we don't want to we don't want to jump.
We can't wrap it up in 1 minute, so we'll save it for the next show with Michelle.
Yeah.
And tune in next Wednesday at 7:30 to see Michelle Astor and her friend, who she told me I'm having
Victoria Rodriguez.
Natalie Vargas.
Oh, you wrote it down, you son of a gun. I was trying to get it.
That's why Mandy knows what the fuck she's doing. I don't know what I'm doing. But Greg DeFlippo, thank you. He said great show and have a great night. You guys all have a great show. Taz is saying Aunt Erica has her hand up.
That was me when I wanted to say, because I saw the first Calamity Jones production.
And Nancy Weems says sharing is caring. That's right, Nancy. Please share the show. Now that it is public, it was private in the beginning. So if you missed it in the beginning, friends and family of Eric.
I can't go public.
Sorry.
I'm under a cognito right now, so I can't do public. So
but she's my partner, and everything we do is together. My shit's public, so she's really not really that hidden.
So after Election Day, I will unpublicize myself. We love you too, Michelle. Love you.
Mom says great show. Thank you, Mom.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We love you all.
Good show. Thank you, Peter.
Thank you, Peter.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap this up. Bonnie, any last words?
No.
Eric, any last words?
Just be kind.
Be kind. Have a nice night, everyone. Get home safe. We love you all.
Bye, everybody.